This was America. Shut down in Austin, raided back in Cleveland. A gun up in our faces and they never came to me. Writings on the wall, all the politics are fake. Yeah, it's clear to me we living in the police state.
Hey everybody, this is Matt of Carbon County Cop Block.
I am Scott from the Oath Accountability Project.
Rick Gonzalez, Allentown Cop Block.
And this is another episode of Cop Blast Podcast. What's up, everybody?
I'm having a good night. How about you guys?
I'm having a great rain today a little bit, but it stopped.
Listen, today was my Saturday, so I had the whole day off. I was looking forward to this all day long. Can't even tell you how excited I am to be here tonight.
Yeah, I look forward to this every week, and I like that it's on Mondays because, Mondays are usually kind of like a meh. But, just since I've been doing this, it's like, well, Monday sucks, but at least I get to do my thing tonight, so.
Yeah, right?
And, I really enjoy it. So you guys have any police encounters this week?
Actually, no. I had nothing this week. I saw some lights driving by, but I wasn't fast enough to catch to see what was going on. So that's about it. I saw them drive by.
What about you, Rick?
Didn't have no police encounters, but one person did get their rights violated, but there's nothing I could fucking do about it,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
Me, nothing too serious. I mean, the cops around here, they know who I am, so every now and again, they like to taunt me a little bit here and there. Like, I work next to one of this main roads, and sometimes I'm outside doing stuff, and cop drove by, and at least I think it was a cop. It was a Ford Taurus, and it was dark blue and sitting a little high off the ground. The windows were a little dark. I only caught a glimpse of it, but as they drove by, they honked at me. My back turned. It's like, why would the police be honking at me? Especially my back's turned to the road, so
Yeah,
I can't confirm, but dark blue Taurus, and the police station was right up the road that way, so the direction they were headed. But well, what are they gonna? Oh, I'm so hurt. They honked a horn at me. Geez, guys, they're really getting under my skin.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, as much as it kind of sucks that they're so butthurt and giving you the finger as they drive by, kind of on the other hand, it's a pat on the back to you, like, hey, I'm effective. I pissed them off.
Yeah. So, Matt, you want to tell us anything about this intro music that you selected?
Yeah, this actually came from a band called Tropodelic. We had them on Cop Block Radio this last week. They were telling us about what happened with them out in Cleveland, Ohio, where
And the song is called Police State, right?
right, as well as I believe the album that is on is called Police State. It was completely basically endorsed and thought up of because of this whole incident that happened out in Cleveland. So I just wanted to give them a cool shout out, not only for saying thanks for coming on the show last week, but then also just to give our viewers kind of a little bit of a hear of them. So,
Yep, that was Tropodelic Police State. So, thanks guys for letting us use the intro music.
Absolutely.
So we have we have a couple stories we want to get into tonight. This first one comes from a PNAC story. That's Photography is Not a Crime, posted by a guy named Ben Keller. Now this comes out of NYPD. A cop points a gun at man recording arrest, then slugs him in the face before arresting him. So should we just go for one of these? Go for one of these videos first.
Yeah, let's watch one of these videos.
All right, let me get it all full screened and queued up and ready to go. Let's see here. And here we are.
In New York City, police officers under investigation after cell phone video showed him pointing his gun at a crowd of people watching officers make an arrest. DeMarco Morgan has the latest.
This cell phone video shows plainclothes officer Rizal Martinez forcefully arresting 21-year-old Deshaun Betway, suspected of riding an illegal dirt bike.
He has him in a headlock between his legs, so it's
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
For
another
ride,
Choco.
for riding an illegal dirt bike, he's riding a car that we say is not okay. So let's put him in a headlock.
Yeah, like
That looks like a wrestling move. Like that's a fit. That's like whoa. That's like an armbar.
Yeah,
It's an
He's
armbar.
about to break his arm there.
I thought arm bars were illegal. I thought that was an illegal move for the police to do.
I thought so too, and that not to mention, I like how you're saying, it seems like a wrestling move, considering this guy is like just as jacked and as huge as The Rock himself.
Well, I don't. Hold on. I don't want to give him that much credit. Don't be bringing down Rocky like that. The people's champ will not be sullied by this. By this
off the
Neanderthal.
steroids. Get off the steroids, Martinez.
Let's
But,
continue to watch him.
Yeah.
head is in between his legs, and he's kind of like squeezing.
Ronnie Pinkerton Jr. recorded the incident Thursday on his cell phone.
Yeah, that's an armbar.
The NYPD
Oh
officer
yeah.
pulled out his gun and pointed at bystanders.
When I saw the gun, I think my heart raced a little bit. I'm like, is he really gonna shoot? Is he gonna shoot right now?
In a separate video, taken just a few moments later, Martinez is seen punching a spectator in the face.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Somewhere else. So as soon as he walked out, he hit him.
The man who got punched, 19-year-old Janico Harvey, was charged with menacing and disorderly conduct.
I think just another example of how police can honestly do whatever they want and get away with it. How I feel personally.
The officer seen pointing his gun and delivering that sucker punch has been stripped of his gun and badge and placed on modified assignment of the nation's largest police.
Modified assignment.
That's bullshit. He needs to be fucking fired for good, man.
He needs to be
Okay.
fired and charged.
Exactly.
Yep. And one thing I want to say about the guy recording, yo, turn your phone fucking sideways, man. What the fuck is going on? Like,
Yep. It isn't this hard. It actually looks better, and it's less in. It's not as in your way as this. Like fucking just put it to the side. It looks
Yes.
better. It's easier to record. You could just be like this, but if you're like this, you got shit all up in your face. So just fucking. There you go. That's all you gotta do.
yep. I mean that was insane. Now, what is this? Anybody watch the second video here? What is this about on here? This is this like a second angle, or this is just his raw video that he shot?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, it's got some of the guy riding the dirt bike, I guess, and that thing is hauling ass.
Yeah.
It's, I kind of want to show this just because, just for full disclosure, this motherfucker's hauling ass. Let's see.
Oh, shit! He's trying to get this nigga! Oh!
And you see how they blew by that intersection while there was pedestrians walking. Without slowing down, that police car just blew right by that intersection.
Okay.
Now I think this is just probably the same video. Oh, wait, maybe not.
I think it just shows all of it.
If you actually look close after he sucker punched that dude, you could see another officer in a white shirt.
That
Hold
person's
on.
trying to hold the phone right, but Instagram won't let them do it.
Hold on. Now, I don't want to be insensitive or anything, but are we just gonna ignore the little person just casually strolling by in the middle of this brawl? I don't want to be insensitive, but
All done up in orange.
I can't not bring this up because I mean, look at dude, like dude is just kind of like whatever. Look at this spectacle.
Wait. Time out. Did we just stumble upon something?
Like,
are little people immune to cops?
No, it's just
Because-
that's something you see every day in New York, so people are not surprised.
No, but But that's not what I'm saying. They shouldn't be a surprise. But think about any other person. If they're taking down somebody and you get that close and you even pop in like, oh, I see you using the rotary formation. Like, they're like, get the fuck back. This dude's just standing there like.
This dude's like, oh, nice. What's going on?
I'm just gonna lean here and watch you do this. And they're like, all right, whatever. You just sit there, man.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Like, I mean, he eventually kind of backs away a little bit, but. That's something that I just can't ignore. I'm sorry. Call me what you will, but
I think you're onto something.
we just can't. We can't discount this.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. Police, for our viewer who just joined, I think we've come to the realization that police are immune, or little people are immune to police. We just had visual evidence of such.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking funny.
So, God, unfortunately, with a lot of our stories tonight, it just happens to be a lot of the same, not in the sense of the same exact thing, but just.
We just got an anonymous tip. A checkpoint might be set up on 309 South between 378th and Fairmont Street. So be careful, guys. Driving
Okay,
there.
Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, we got a tip. There may be a checkpoint. If somebody could, well, I'll
verify that.
It's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could verify that, but avoid that area or use extreme caution. Windows up, don't say shit. Put your shit up against the window. If you're feeling a little spunky, turn it upside down. So
That's great.
yeah, just feeling like an asshole. That's what you can do.
So,
But like he was saying, a lot of our stories tonight kind of have to do with this fear. Okay? And see, what this cop was doing by pulling out his gun, he was trying to use intimidation tactics and fear to get this guy to stop doing, basically to stop questioning his authority. And that's what cops see when you point a camera at them, is they see you questioning their authority.
Yep.
And is what they're going to do is they're going to try anything to make you think that if they keep doing it, then they'll be able to, get over on you or something like that. It's, and I think the government as a whole has to operate on this, sort of fear. Everything operates on fear. Fear is like one of the basic human. It's like a basic human instinct.
right.
And the government's best interest is to keep you afraid of the people from the other countries, to keep you afraid of the people of different color, to make you afraid of the people down the block, to make you afraid of the kids in the school, to make you afraid of the germs and the viruses that are out there. All so that you can then turn around and say, oh, great, government, please protect me from these terrible things. Please, government, protect me. And to think that wouldn't be in the government's best interest is
Naive.
it's naive, because the government, they rely on this fear,
Right.
and they need the fear to keep you complicit, because they want you to think that without them there would be chaos and there would be society breakdown, and that just everyone would just go on a rampage. Now, this is an argument I hear all the time. So they say, well, if there was no police, then that means that I could just do a whole bunch of cocaine and get in a car and drive the wrong way down the street and go murder a bunch of people. And it's like,
No.
it's like, Is that what you really want to do? Like you're telling me that the government is stopping you from like the only reason you're not out doing that shit is because the government is stopping you? Because
Like,
I think you might be a psychopath.
Yeah, I agree with that. But then also you got to think about. Remember, what was it? I want to say not this last winter, but the winter before, where there was basically like a whole shutdown of the New York Police Department. Remember when that happened?
Oh yeah, and they're like, "Oh, you need us. Well, we're gonna stop enforcing anything," and then the whole city is gonna fall into chaos.
And
Yep.
the exact opposite happened. Actually, they had to turn around, and the police were still kind of holding out, and they turned around and were like, "Listen, we're gonna start taking away your paid time and all this shit," and like basically told them either get back out on the streets and do your jobs. And it wasn't because of any lift in violence. It wasn't because people were running amok. It's because the cash flow stopped coming in.
Yeah, the courts were empty. All those people sitting idle at their desks, with nothing to do. Oh no. Oh no, if something doesn't happen soon, we're gonna have to start firing some of these people because they're just sitting here. We're not getting any money.
Yeah.
I think that's when the stop and frisk started came about when that happened.
It's
Well,
just-
no, I think the stop and frisk came after the Patriot Act and after
Yeah.
9/11. That's where the real stop and frisk really started, and it's really crazy because what have they really stopped? I mean, the government says that we need them to stop this and stop that, but I mean, what did they stop? Did they stop the Boston bombing?
Nope.
No. Did they stop San Bernardino? No. I mean,
Well, if you're gonna bring up the Boston bombing, you might as well bring up like Sandy Hook and shit like that too.
yeah, did they stop any of that shit? Like,
Yeah.
no. No, and I mean, if they have this big almighty power that they wield authority saying, "Oh, we provide safety," then where the fuck is it?
Yeah.
If you're so great and powerful, how did all these things happen without you knowing about them?
Well, if you're all so great and powerful as well, why do you commit so much of these atrocious acts that we're not supposed to be seeing in this society? Instead of, I mean, there's never going to be the perfect, group of people where nothing happens. There's always going to be some jackass going outside the lines, but where did it become, an okay practice to just let these people go off the rails and just make excuses for them when their entire job, the entire purpose of which they're supposed to be around for, is to stop people from going off the rails and doing things that is deemed outside of society's normal. I mean,
Now,
granted, I don't know who out there thought that they had the right to sit back and decide what my normal is or what your normal is or what we should and should not be doing. I don't know, where that went from being something that was just like a list of common sense to just a list of bullshit that I don't think any of us should have to really follow. But that's a whole different conversation.
yeah, I mean, the bottom line is the government has it's a pretty simple formula once you figure it out and you see it. Okay, you have a problem, you create a problem, or you see a problem, and then you take that problem, and then the government sees a problem, then they figure out a way to make it a bigger problem. We have all these people coming from Syria, and then all of a sudden, oh, we have terrorist attacks. And so we have the people coming from Syria. Well, we don't like that because, there's a lot of death and these people are different to us. And then there's terrorist attacks. So you have fear and then you have it ramped up. And then you have solution. The government comes and prances out this nice little package solution for everybody and says, look, we know how to make this stop. But it's a small butt, just the tiniest little butt, but you're gonna have to kind of change your entire life just a little bit. You're just gonna have to. The way that we're gonna run things over here is just gonna be a little bit more hush hush, because it's good for you. It's better for you that way that we don't tell you anything that's going on over here.
You know,
It's just a simple formula. You know, you have problem, cause, solution, and that's how they operate. And once you get to solution, you're far worse than you started, and then you start it all over again. Well, problem, solution. You know, problem or the problem, 9/11, solution, invade Iraq. Well, we invaded Iraq. We created another problem. Now we created more terrorists, people that previously didn't hate us now really fucking hate us. So problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution. It's a never-ending formula. And then if you create an enemy that can't be beaten, like terrorism or terrorism, well, we'll say terrorism because then it gives the government and police an excuse to barge into your life and say, well, we have to monitor your phone calls and your text messages and your picture messages and your emails and just everything. We're just going to monitor everything because it's to keep you safe.
I got a question for you. Now, you know, I want to go back to when you were talking about like them bringing, you know, up stuff and writing bills and stuff and things like that. Now, do you almost feel like they come in and they might actually be like the same people who write the pitch for that are the same people who write like or used to write for Billy Mays? Like they almost come in and like this is the worst case scenario that never really happens, and like they show a little video almost the same way it is when, you know, they show the woman trying to cut through a tomato and just smash the crap out of it. That never happens to anybody.
Or somebody trying to pour milk in a glass and go, ah!
Yeah. You know, they give one of those kind of excuses and stories, and then they're like, but wait, just for this little bit of freedom, we can turn around and we can completely solve it. But wait, there's more. We're also going to tack on this. If you like this, you'll love this. Little bit more freedom, but that's okay. And by the end
for 3 easy payments of your rights, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, you can have this for $29.99 value. Woo.
Yeah. And, you know, then they just sit there like, does it pass? Does it pass? And everybody's still in the gleam of like, oh my God, this could happen. That sounded wonderful. Let's vote. Let's do it. And then we're sitting here as the people like, the fuck just happened? You know? And
well, right now the crusade is against gay people. And next you'll have the crusade against you'll have the crusade against, you know, people, the accountability movement. Yep. And then finally, once you have that crusade and, you know, that burns out, then it'll be against the gun people, and then they'll take those. And I don't want to be one of those Dale Gribble, the government's going to take our guns, but they will.
Yep.
They will. They're looking at Europe like, how did you guys do that? And then Australia, how did you guys do that? And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, and correct me if I'm wrong. This could be a bullshit fact that I heard somewhere that could be bullshit. But I'm pretty sure when Australia outlawed their guns, their crime rate increased by 47%.
I read something. I don't know if that's the exact numbers, but I read something of similar content. So I'm pretty sure that's, if not exactly accurate, it's along the right path.
It's just when it comes to fear, that's what they need, and the only way that you can overcome the fear is to you pretty much have to think of your own death as an inevitability, and then think, you know, are you gonna tiptoe through your life and then live to be 100 but not really do anything? Or do you want to, you know, actually, you know, make it worthwhile?
Yeah, you run the risk of it might, you know, but whatever.
Because, I mean, I tell you what, I think one of the most powerful videos that I've ever seen was Tiananmen Square. And those of you that don't know what that is, give me a second to look it up, Matt, if you can explain it to him.
Yeah, basically, it was Tiananmen Square is the video where you see the guy with the shopping bags just standing in front of tanks and not letting the tanks, you know, not letting the tanks continue to roll.
I got it right here. Let me.
I think I've seen that video clip.
Sure, you have.
Yeah, this is basically it. So apparently I'm getting preachy. But yeah, this because it's Tiananmen Square, and I'd like to think that that would be me. You know, you got to get rid of fear.
That would be me too, because I'll be daring to do such the same thing. Tanks rolling down my street. No,
And
no, it's not happening.
And I know we're getting a little far from the subject of police and whatever, but I kind of feel like it's relevant because the police are the face of the government, and the police use fear just as much as any government entity does. I mean, have you ever seen a situation where the American police, besides one or two beat cops backing down from a situation, but have you ever seen a video where a group of cops or anybody backed down? They don't. They don't, and they will not. That's not their MO. I feel like that's part of their training. Like they
We
know that
don't
they can.
negotiate with terrorists.
They don't.
They try to say it like something along the same lines of like we don't. We will negotiate, but to our end. Because at times they will send in somebody to negotiate, but they negotiate to their benefit. They still don't back down.
And that doesn't help the situation at all.
Exactly. I think that as a last resort, they will kill you. I mean, they will. I mean,
It's
if
more
it
than-
even like even if it's jaywalking, and you resist, they will escalate to the point of killing you because you crossed the street and had to make a car wait for half a second. They will kill you for that. I mean, and that's a good thing. I didn't come up with this, but when I saw it, I was like, yes. Every law, at the very end of it, it should say, or we will fucking kill you.
Yep.
Or we will fucking kill you. Because the fact of the matter is that if you don't wear your seatbelt, the cops are going to pull you over. They're going to give you a ticket. And you can say, fuck that. I'm going to keep doing what I want and not give a shit about your stupid ticket, not pay them to take your license. And then they catch you driving because you have to drive to live your life. And they say, well, you can't do that. We have to take you to jail now. And you say, well, no, I'm not going with you. I'm not going to jail. I'm going to go live my life. And if you try to harm me, I'm going to defend myself. And then they fucking kill you.
Yep.
I mean, that road leads to the same place every fucking time. They will fucking kill you.
Yep.
I mean, it could be the stupidest, dumbest little shit. But once they've decided that you are their target, you will either submit and go to your little hut and do your little time and pay, or they will fucking kill you.
I mean, nothing's really changed since back in the days of when, everywhere was ran by feudal lords and kings and queens. I mean, cops are still just in its very essence, still just the king's guard. You know what I mean? If you're not going to pay into the coffers, they're going to come and they're going to make you do it by force. And if not, you hold no, meaning to the crown. They have placed a debt upon you, and if you're not able to pay, you'll pay with your life. And it ends the same way. Just for wanting to, and that's the way it used to run. And to sit here and say that democracy is different from that is just you being blind to the fact of what is really happening. You're still sitting there, and that they have put the wool over your eyes, which is quickly being shed this year, which is really kind of nice to see. But just that your vote doesn't fucking matter. They want you to vote, but that doesn't matter. It's still just a very small group of people deciding who's going to be the figurehead to play the role of who you thought you wanted to have in that position. That's all it is. And anybody who's working for that is still just, it all breaks down into the same way as it would if you were to be paying attention and describing it as a monarchy. It's a Ponzi scheme. So
it's all racketeering. I mean, it's a monopoly on force.
Yep.
I mean, they're the only ones that are allowed to use force, and if anybody else does, then they're going to come get you. But if they use force, it's okay. I mean, it's a whole Hippocratic system. Is that the hypocrisy? Hippocratic?
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Well, think about it too. Think about all the crackdowns they've had of people trying to have off-the-grid living. Like now, it's illegal to make your own electricity. You can't even collect rainwater. You have to ask for permission to fish in streams that might run through your fucking property.
Man, fuck that shit.
You have to ask for permission. I mean, we just want. I mean, everything is just. It's a smokescreen of what reality really is. Take a look at the video you and I watched yesterday, Scott, that had the dude trying to have a freedom of speech thing on a campus, and they were sitting there telling him that he can have his demonstration, but that he had to give him 72 hours notice, and they had to sign off on it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
This is a free speech demonstration that needs 72 hours.
Yeah, in a free speech zone, they can designate where it is. Now, this is on a college campus, but public campus, mind you.
Yep.
Public campus, like Canvas.
Campus.
Campus. Public campus. I mean, public funds. Go ahead, Rick.
We don't live in a free country no more with all that's going on right now.
We don't. I mean, we have more laws than any other country. I mean, I think it's more than any two countries. I mean, we have more incarceration than any three countries combined. So whatever.
Did we really ever? Was this country really ever free?
I mean, like that girl that was getting all the shit for wearing the hat in Home Depot. Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
The girl that was wearing the hat that said America was never great in Home Depot, and all these people, she should lose their job. And Home Depot is like, America wasn't great for some people, and just because she has a different opinion on America's greatness doesn't mean that she should be fired.
Right.
Like,
It's just sad.
it's just people, and I think one of the biggest follies of modern living is that we hold in less esteem for those that think different than us than those that think the same, and
Yep.
I think we even go as far as teaching our children that, and that's where we really get the big tragedies. That's why when you hear a Trump supporter talking to a Sanders supporter, they butt heads and they get to fighting because they think less of the person who has a different opinion than them.
Yep.
And that's where most of our fucking troubles come from. That's it. And we perpetuate this, and I feel like that's one of the core evils right there, is that somebody that has a different opinion than you is less of a person than you are. I mean, that's really how.
And everybody's guilty of it. Every single human being on the face of this earth is guilty of this.
Yeah, I like to think that now that I'm aware of it and conscious of it, that I try to avoid it as much as possible. But still, it's a hard thing to get past. But I think it's a necessity to finding a common ground, because
Right.
there is common ground. We have more in common with the people that the police are brutalizing than we do with the police themselves, or the people who give the police the orders, these laws.
Right.
It's a tragedy, really. The way that we talk about each other and the way that we interact with each other is it's terrible, and I'm guilty of it too. But if we don't all start identifying and accepting our own bullshit every once in a while, we're never going to get any better. So I think that's another necessity. We have to be able to accept that we are capable of bullshit, all of us, and we got to figure out what it is, and either deal with it, or that's really all you can do, is deal with it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna cast out and I'm gonna reel this show right the fuck back in, because we've
we went off the rails a little bit.
Off the rails a little bit. So yeah, let's bring this one back in. And I actually want to talk about there was a scuffle between a cop and a homeless man, and it kind of still goes right back into the stuff that we've been talking about here. And just how anything can lead to the cop turning around and just attempting to kill you. Now, this happened August 29th of this year, and it was in Florida. It was the Orlando Police Department. And it's a short video, but it was still a bloody scuffle that took place during a forceful arrest of a homeless man. His name was Terry Johnson. The officer in the video is James M. Wilson, and he's on top of Johnson. He has him in a full mount, and he starts slamming his face into the concrete and grabbed his head and punched him multiple times. But I want you guys to go ahead and watch this video. I don't want you guys to have my opinion of it. I want you guys to form your own.
What an insult, man.
And at this point, he's just defending himself because this cop really isn't doing anything to try to subdue this guy. It just looks like he's just beating him.
Yeah.
He's not trying to turn him over. He's not trying to put his arm behind his back or nothing. He's just beating him. So this guy's like trying to defend himself. And even the people are like, look at his face. He ain't even do nothing.
So just,
That's a good point. Get a real job.
I'd have swung at this point too.
I think the community would have. I think the community should have all got involved and got that officer off of him.
You would have started shooting.
Yeah,
it just makes me fucking sick, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty fucking awful video.
The man's already down on his fucking, like, come on. He's suffering as it is, living in the street, and you gotta come over and fuck with him, But
you know what? It doesn't matter where you are though, because this one was on the street, but like in our next video that we have up, it shows a woman who's already been incarcerated. She's already inside of the jail, and getting ready to be taken into either holding or general pop, and you can see she might be a little out of it in the sense of either they're on a DUI or whatnot, but it ends in her just being savagely, and I mean savagely, beaten.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
I remember this.
And then on top of that, there's nude photos being taken. Now this was this year, and this was in Michigan. It was Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
Now, unless you make it so that I'm presenting, since this video doesn't have audio, if you guys talk, it will take it off of my screen.
You got it. You're presenting.
So I'll just kind of. Oh, I'm presenting. I was gonna say like if I was just narrate it.
So basically, as you can see, she's trying to put this on. She can't get it on, so you can tell she's a little intoxicated. This is for the third time, and then this woman just comes in all Ronda Rousey on her.
Yeah, that's like, why did she do that? I mean, I just want to rewind it back to the point of
she didn't kick, nothing of hers touched anybody.
Now let's see, and
she doesn't even see it coming because the jacket's like covering her face.
Still nothing. Like, why did
her hands are behind her?
Why did that officer jump back like that? Like.
Because the blonde decided to just attack?
Yeah, well, I can't see how anybody could watch this and honestly think that this woman should still have her job.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Let alone charge this woman with assault. Like,
hey, what's up, Retro? I just realized that you popped on a little late. That's cool. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for joining, Retro.
What's up, Retro? But yeah, this is just a savage beating, and then it just this guy's
over there getting. He's like, here, I got the stuff to clean her up once we're done.
It's just like this is every day for us,
That or he's like, yo, I got the chloroform, or it's the restraining straps. I don't know what this is.
Looked like he grabbed something out of her first aid kit. Yeah. So.
Do we even know got that officer's name?
I think they got. This is kind of an older video. This is.
This happened this month.
Well, the video was released this month, if I'm not mistaken. But I thought the story actually happened a long time ago.
Oh.
like when it actually happened. It was a long time ago. There's not a lot of information here. But I remember reading this, and this woman actually got charged with assault for this. And then even after the video came out, like I think she's suing,
Well, she's
or
suing.
she won a lawsuit.
No, she's filing a suit from not only for beating her up, but while she was unconscious, she claims that officers were taking photos of her while she was nude.
Yeah, yeah, and they charged her for assault during this, which, as you can see clearly, and when she was charged with assault, the jury didn't get to see this video. I'm pretty sure that's what I read. I wish I knew for sure. Please don't take that as please don't take that as 100% fact. I just say I believe, so I scammed this a while back, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that went down.
Now, I have a question for you, Scott.
Shoot.
And Rick, you as well. What pisses you off? What would piss you off more? A cop out there actually doing their job that isn't, let's say, isn't one of these troublesome cops that are continuously getting reports on them or anything, or would you prefer just paying the cop to stay the hell at home?
Go ahead.
You know, I don't know if I'd pay him to stay at home. Maybe pay him to go rake some ditches or sweep some sidewalks. You know, something that would actually benefit the community. I'd pay him for that. But I mean, I think I would be. I think I'm equally pissed off at this. I'm just equally pissed. I'm just pissed that I have to pay him. Fuck what he's doing. I just don't want to pay his ass.
Well, let me ask you this. How would you feel if your local city captain, after a month-long investigation, you found that he had continuously been skipping work, basically almost never going into work, and then at the end of that, finding out that this man makes $168,000 a year off of your hard-earned money to just go to his beach house and do absolutely nothing?
Oh, that would definitely get me fucking pissed.
I don't know. I think I'd rather him do that than be extorting people. I mean, that's kind of like a...
I'll be more pissed that he's getting paid just to sit at home.
It's kind of like a damned if he does, damned if he doesn't kind of situation. Like, fuck him on both angles. Just fuck him in general. Just fuck that dude.
Well, the reason why I bring this up is because Jersey City Police Department Captain Leonidas Karas was found not guilty by anybody but just damning video evidence of the fact that he's regularly been skipping his off-duty and on-duty shifts. Now, this was done by Real Jersey City News. There was a little video with it. We're not going to play it, but there's a nice little chronological breakdown of everywhere they found him when he was supposed to be at work. So this will be in the show notes or in the show post or in the description of the video, one of those, and you can go ahead and check out that video.
Yep. And so next, let's talk about this guy that's getting paid $100,000 after he's bitten by a police dog, punched and tased. How about we watch this video? I'm not sure. I think it's a lawsuit and he got a settlement. I came across this on the YouTube with not too much context.
Yeah, I know.
But this apparently happened August 22nd, 2014. I feel like, I'm not sure, but something tells me August 22nd. Maybe around 8 a.m. Okay, now hold on. I just want to point out, let's see, cop rolls up, bunch of white guys standing around pointing menacingly at a man with a darker colored skin, while a dog barks in the background. And then two cops jump out, one with Officer Dangle style shorts on here. Oh no, it's not shorts, it was just headlights. Sorry.
Okay.
Now hold the fuck on. What in the hell is this cop doing right here?
Yeah, look at his hand. He's got his hand all bent in a way it's not supposed to. Like if he puts any pressure there, he's breaking his wrist.
Yeah, or I'm surprised he. I mean, he had to have done something to his ligaments right there. I mean, look what.
Yeah.
Well, look at him, and he is smiling. Like, what in the hell? I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna play this and then pause it and have a second so we can see what happens to this guy's arm. Because, okay, he's starting to realize maybe I gotta move it around a different way. Oh nope. I'm just gonna bend this like I'm breaking some spaghetti to put in the pot. You know. Oh, let me just fling it against the back of this cop's head for a second, because I don't know what to do with it. Like what?
Where it looks like the other cop, it looks like he's taking his clothing and stuffing it in his mouth.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then just no communication at all. This other cop didn't even look like he was ready to do that. And then let's flip him down on his face while we hold his arms. I just want to point that out. Let's back that up just a little bit. Okay, look at where his arms are.
Yep.
And still look at where his arms are, but where's his face? His hands are here. His face is down here under the weight of this officer.
Yep.
And there we go. Boom. Oh, he's on his back now.
Now he's punching him. Don't forget the punching. He also got the taser directly on top of him.
Now, hold on. Let's back this up here. All right, so we can...
We got to get a punch count?
Yeah. 1, 2,
3,
4, 5,
6.
6.
Yeah, he's got him
7 plus the taser.
Oh, and now the dog.
How'd the dog get out? Did it just like... Oh, did Fat Ass let him out?
Yeah. This officer, or these officers, should I say, because if he was on an airplane, he'd have to buy 2 tickets. I'm not making fun of fat people. I just he's not really in. That's Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much for. I couldn't find the words.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running after a suspect and after a half a block, you're going.
Now, I just want to point out he's pushing this dog's head into this guy.
Yeah, making him more aggressive to bite harder.
Yeah, right. They're still fucking with his hands over there.
Yeah. I see no tactic, no training being employed here. Let's just, let's handcuff him in the front. Fuck it. Or no, wait, he's on his back. He's on his stomach.
Well, let's just let the dog continue to bite him.
Yeah.
Nobody put the dog away. The most, the dangerous animal that just wants to savagely fuck that guy up and has. Then let me guess. They're like, you know what? Let's just throw him in the back with the dog.
These guys are like, yeah, we did that right in front of the camera. Shit.
Dog's like, I still want to eat him.
This makes me sick. Nothing but a bunch of fucking Nazis.
You see that right there? It was like gave him this other officer off the line, or even if a bystander like a look of I don't know what the fuck just happened. Oh my God! Look at his face.
What in the fuck?
Yeah, the dog was latched to his face. Rick, you're on mute.
And that's what...
It surprises me. They expect the guy to fucking get on his feet after he got punched, tased, and the fucking dog biting him.
Yeah, he got mauled.
Yeah.
He got mauled.
He got mauled for a couple minutes, too. It wasn't just like a small little incident.
Yeah. How can they get away with this, man? It's just... I know every week I have one of these moments where it's just like... What? How? We all know how. The prosecutors and everybody, they're all in bed together because the lawyer The lawyer just wants to become a prosecutor. The prosecutor wants to become the judge, and the judge has been the prosecutor and the lawyer. So they're all together on the same fucking team.
Every time.
It's all about money. It's all about trying to advance their career in politics and everything. It's just all fucked up. Like, they really don't give a shit about any cases or whatsoever. They're just doing it just to get paid and to advance their fucking career.
And if you step out of line or create any sort of trouble or anything, they're gonna try to make an example out of you.
Exactly.
Just so that nobody else gets any funny ideas. You know?
Hey, I got a question for you though. I was just kind of coming across something, looking at some of the stuff on news feeds and whatnot. Did you see that crash that happened down in Florida with the Rambo cop just
when he
just playing Miami Vice?
Yeah, when he took that car like out, when he just straight took it out.
Yeah. Do we have a link to that? Can we watch that real quick?
Let's see. Is that this one that you put here in the thing?
Yep, it should be.
After a car crash. Now, is this the car crash?
Yep.
Alright. This website that it's on is being slow. Wesh, local live. Late breaking. Alright, well, let me go ahead and screen share this because I don't know what kind of format this video is going to come out in.
I just want to get better right now. And at least that no one goes through what I go. I'm sorry.
As Yahaira Castro and her attorney prepare to sue the city of Ocoee, police department officials tell Wesh they're launching an internal investigation into the crash that left her and the police officer injured. FHP says the officer was driving 90 miles an hour when he drove through the intersection of OBT and Holden and smashed into Castro's car. His own cruiser then crashed and hit a pole and a hydrant as another...
Now, what a fucking idiot! 90 miles an hour going through an intersection? What are you fucking thinking? Like, holy fuck. Like, this whole new set of questions here. Like, how did you get your job? How come nobody realized how fucking stupid you were? Like, why isn't anybody paying attention?
Exactly.
Like,
okay.
I'm gonna finish this video.
Avoided the wreck, and a second patrol car slowed through the intersection.
I couldn't get out from the car.
Scott, go ahead and stop the video.
Alright. What you got?
I'm sorry. Like, okay, so I don't know what happened there, but as it was going, audio on my end just started playing through the video, I think, as well. So it just kept playing through. I was trying to figure out what was going on because it had this wicked echo. It's like when it started on your computer, it for some reason started on mine as well.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let me,
And now my animal just walked by and completely undid my camera. I'll be right back.
Alright, well, while Matt fixes his technical glitches, we got a couple other stories. Here's a story out of Ohio that I'd like to cover here. This is an Ohio mother detained momentarily, having to turn her back on children. Now, this is a video that a lady made. It's about 9 minutes long. I know it's a little long. We're probably not going to watch the entire thing, but basically is what happened is you have this cop approach this house, starts giving this lady shit, and then she made a YouTube video, and the cops actually posted, they made like a little press release thing to kind of counter her video claims. So without further ado, let's get this
What was going on leading up to this? I was loading up the kids into the car. Got the kids in there. It's a cool day. It's 10 in the morning. I'm loading up the stroller and some water some snacks, popcorn I popped, that kind of thing. We were getting ready to go to the zoo. A membership up there, and we go there often. It's just the 10, 15 minutes it takes to get 3 small kids into the car with all the things that we need to bring with us. I'm doing that. I've got the door open. The kids are already strapped in. The car is on. And I'm grabbing like the last bag of things in and out of the hallway. The door's wide open. And I see a police officer walk up. I see him walking across my lawn, coming right up to the door. So, okay, immediately I think, what did I do wrong, there's always a sense of panic here with police. We're worried, even if we didn't do anything wrong, because they're just, it's such an aggressive thing to encounter police officers. So he walks up to the door, and I don't have a video of that first part because I wasn't expecting it, He says something along the lines of, are you the owner of this house? Show me some identification that you live here. So, okay, what? First of all, tell me
He really asks her that.
Tell me why ask me that. What is wrong? Is there something wrong? Are you worried about? Just no explanation, just a demanding for me to show identification, prove that I can be here. So, so right off the bat, this is scary. My kids are not right next to me or behind me. They're in the car. So he is in between me and them, and all of a sudden this police officer walks up and demands that I show identification with no other context around this intrusion, this request.
Wow.
So, I'm like, all right, hold on. And I run over and I grab my camera, and I'm like, I'm gonna film this. This is weird. This is unexpected and weird and unnecessary. I know how police are here. I know how they are. It's so aggressive and for almost no reason. And any resistance will cause more aggression. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. So I'll play, the clip for you of what it was like after I got the camera. He toned it down a little bit. And then here's what happened.
All I need is a name that comes back to that vehicle and we'll be alright.
All I need. That's all I need.
All right, so you're saying what? What information? You're demanding that I prove that I live here while you came to my front door? You demanded that I prove to you that I live here.
I'm not demanding anything. I'm just checking to make sure your house isn't being burglarized.
Did you or did you not say? Yeah, everything is okay. You can go.
There's a couple kids that were left unattended in this vehicle, and I just wanted to make sure that they were okay.
So this wasn't his first concern, but he right away jumps to a subtle threat to my children.
Okay,
we're loading them up.
For,
I'm grabbing snacks for them so that we can go to the rainforest at the zoo, which we have a membership for, and we have since.
And the house isn't being burglarized.
So you came to my front door, and you told us what police officers do. Right. So at any moment they can come into your house and demand that you prove that you live there. You told me that I need to show you identification.
I would like to make sure that everything's okay. It appears as if everything's alright.
Yeah, so if everything's okay, I've already told you it's okay. You've confirmed that. You know that nothing is going on here. Then go. I've already told you everything's okay. You can go.
And she's exactly right, but the officer, he's not going to go because he's got to feel that he's right, and he's got to get the last word.
Yep.
So he feels like she's challenging his authority, and he's pretty much admitted that he has no reason to be there now, but that doesn't mean he's going to leave.
Oh, and yet he's still here. Still won't leave me alone. Did you tell me that you need identification to prove that I live in this house?
I don't need that. I would like to ask you for it to make sure that kids that were left unattended.
Backpedaling.
Backpedaling. So here he brings up the children who are separated from me. They are in the car on the other side of him. They're not behind me or in the house. And brings up a subtle threat. No. This is for the children.
Yeah, now this officer is worried about some children being left unattended, yet he is standing in between her, keeping her from her unattended children.
Yep.
What kind of lunacy is this?
Children, trying to invoke fear and justification.
And you hear what she said?
Yep.
Trying to invoke fear. Because if he can invoke fear, then he can just get whatever he wants. But
Yep.
it's obvious that this lady, she's smart enough to ignore irrational fears and, and use her critical thinking skills.
Showing up at my front door and asking me to.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
when you're done with this,
All right?
They are
um,
in this home,
Yep. When we're done with this, we'll cut to you.
not here by the front door that's wide open, while these young children were out here by
So
themselves.
I came in to grab the snacks that I've packed for them that are right
I'm
here.
not telling you you're in trouble or you're facing a crime. I'm just telling you it appeared suspicious, so I checked on it.
10 in the morning, Mom's loading up the car to go to the zoo. This is not suspicious activity. Come on.
I would think you would appreciate your police department doing
You can
that.
you can
That's
ask
what we
me
do.
if you can help.
I did.
You may not ask me to explain myself. Yeah, you should be grateful that we are keeping you safe because there's a lot of fear. Also, I'm going to bring your children up. Also, I'm justified. Also, I have this massive uniform and a gun on my hip, and I'm going to come and demand that you show me documentation as to who you are.
Well, I saved this fish from drowning. You should be so grateful that I did that for you. Fucking idiot.
Can
That
I
is
help
a-
to check to make sure this home isn't being.
Now look. He's starting to get angry. Did you see that? Did you catch that? Because he's
not winning the argument.
yeah. Just look at his face change right here. Look at him. Look at his face change. He's like, you. I can see it right in his face. His face says, "You fucking bitch."
Yeah.
That's what it says. Like, he can say whatever he wants. I can read his face.
That is
To check to make sure this home isn't being burglarized and these young children are okay.
Oh, he had to make sure that these young children are okay. They're fine, Officer Farva. Now get the...
Would you like to give me your name so I can make sure it matches up with that vehicle?
No, I'm not going to give you my name. I don't have to. I'm in my own
Who the
house.
fuck this cop think he is, man?
Exactly.
I'm on my property. I've done nothing wrong. I came back in to grab this bag of snacks. And within 20 seconds,
Just everybody should know this guy's a fucking sergeant.
and
I drove past the front of the home 3
demand
times.
that is not true. So now this escalates. We are dealing with someone whose ego is frail. I've called him out on the simple lie and the illegitimacy of his request. He doesn't like that, so now he's upset. And I've tried to stand up for my legal rights, and he doesn't like that. I've been
checking
here
because
this
your
entire
neighbor-
time.
I'm checking because your neighbor, right around the corner, got his lawnmower stolen out of his open garage last night. Open door that a police officer may have checked. Maybe that would
Okay,
have
well, this is not the
Oh, well, this neighbor is a dumbass and left his garage door open.
Yep.
Now you should fear anyone in your neighborhood and let me protect you.
Yep.
Let me be your savior. Fucking douche.
middle of the night.
Your neighbor ran
Nor
over.
do we have an open garage.
I know you have an open
Nor
front
have
door.
I bid.
Do you have an open front door? Well, she's in her fucking house. Right there. And
Yeah.
guess what? There's cops driving around her neighborhood.
So things seem kind of, under this fucking line of lunacy. Everything seems like it should be on the up and up. There's cops driving around protecting and serving. There's clearly no fucking reason to still be standing there. It's time to pack it up, realize you're an idiot. And
Now,
walk
I
the
just
fuck
want to
away.
say, he said he drove by like 3 or 4 times, so he's obviously been there a while. Like, yeah, somebody's gonna burglarize a fucking house in the middle of the day with the lady home, with kids in the car, and with a cop doing laps around the block. Yeah, okay. All right, officer. Are you just... God damn it.
Now let's see if he puts the shovel away or continues to dig.
Because I'm in and out, bringing my children food so we can take to the zoo with us.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you one more time to provide me some sort of identification to make sure that the suspicious activity checks out.
Oh my God.
Get the fuck off my lawn.
Yeah, get the fuck off my property. Like, seriously, because that's some bullshit.
Privacy that I have and expectation that
Now, see, at this point, I'd have picked up the phone myself. Well, she's probably recording on her phone, but I'd have picked up the phone myself, dialed 911, and said, "There's a man in my doorway threatening me. I need other officers to come and remove this officer."
Yep.
But maybe not, because calling more cops there.
Gotten worse.
Yeah, it probably would have gotten worse. But sometimes you just gotta take it to the next level and really fuck with them.
I don't have to prove who I am in my own home. He's justifying this with fear. Okay, a neighbor has something similar. No one in the neighborhood can have the door without the police pulling up in front of their house and demanding that they show
I'll start
documentation.
leaving my door
You
open.
want to tell me if it's legally obligational?
Yes, I think it is at this point because
You
now
think
I'm
it
considering
is?
a welfare check on the children.
Now here again, he goes back to the children, knowing that I will be so afraid that he will take them, that he'll do something to me or to them if I don't show identification. He knows this will be scary for me. It was.
Yes,
You're
I believe
considering
it
a
is.
welfare check. Now, what is the reason for that?
Because the children, young children, they appear to me, have been left unattended in a
So
running
they
vehicle.
are
There's teeth in this
in.
vehicle. They can throw this vehicle when they drive.
Fun fact, you can't throw
Did he just say the kids could throw the vehicle in the drive and fucking drive away?
press the button and then shift it into drive. This is not an easy process. Also, my kids were strapped into car seats.
So at this point in time, I'm considering this a welfare
They-
check. That's correct. That is accurate.
Really?
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you one more time to comply to show that there's someone here responsible to
I'm
check.
gonna
Comply
have to
or else.
Oh my god. This guy is a fucking douchebag of the fucking week.
Yeah, absolutely.
find out the law.
You
I'm-
can have
I
time
am-
on, but right now, ma'am, you need to either provide me with identification or give me who the owner of that vehicle is. This is the last time I'm going to
I'm
ask
the
you. Next time,
owner of the vehicle.
Right.
Okay, so back to the demand for identification. Prove to me you own this car. Prove to me you own, which is in my own driveway. Hatch open, strollers loaded up. I'm not loading out like, the TV or something suspicious. I'm loading a stroller, 3 children, and popcorn in the car to take to the zoo.
All right. Now if that's not enough to piss you off, there's more. There's some icing to this cake, if you will, in the form of a letter that was posted by the department on Facebook.
Good.
And I'll screen share that too.
Before you get into that, Scott, I just
Alright.
want to let everybody know I have to run out to crash a checkpoint because they're setting up. It's been confirmed there's a checkpoint going on in that area, and I'm going to crash it to make sure they don't violate nobody's rights. It's a seatbelt checkpoint. If you
All right. Well, then, everybody, once we're done here on Cop Blast Podcast, make sure you head over to Allentown Cop Block on Facebook and check out for his live stream. Also, make sure you check out Cell 411 to see if he's on there as well.
All right, man. Sorry to leave early, guys, but
All
I
right,
gotta
Rick.
make sure people
Hey,
are
man.
safe.
Be safe and educate people. All right.
All
Absolutely.
right, no problem.
All right. Now, see, that's what we do here. We hear something. We're always on the move. And we do this for you. I just want to remind everybody that we don't. We don't get paid for this. I mean, yeah, we got monetized YouTube channels and stuff, but I mean,
I don't.
it's pennies. Matt doesn't. Matt doesn't have a monetized YouTube channel, but we, it's pennies. It really is. And if anything, the only thing that mine have really paid for is my my court costs, my court fees that I've gotten from the bullshit charges that I've gotten. So, I'm not trying to toot our own horn or anything, or give us our own props, but that man Rick, that man Rick is he's a hell of a man, and he's always ready to jump and go.
Absolutely.
But back to the story. Here's an official statement from Chief Carl S. DeForest of the Brunswick Division of Police. And it says, "It has come to my attention that there is a video that contains some elements of a contact one of our police officers had with a female on May 16, 2016, when he was at her residence conducting an investigation into a theft that had occurred on an adjacent property." I just want to say that's all one long sentence. I just want to say that's a really long run-on sentence. And it's also written very cleverly to make it sound like the cop was only there, doing a good thing, and that, and that it only contains some elements.
Yep.
I would say the bulk of the elements.
Yeah.
And she says Sergeant Page had taken a report of a theft of a lawnmower from her garage and was checking the area for the mower, witnesses, or evidence that may be of value in the investigation. This high-profile lawnmower theft investigation.
Yep. It's
from somebody who left their garage door open overnight.
Yep, you can definitely tell like this was definitely taking precedence over any other police activities for the day.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much overtime they were. Do they have any leads? I mean, aside from the Morse code, I mean, is there any leads at all? So let's see. Sergeant Page drove by a residence where the front door was wide open and there was a vehicle in the driveway with the doors open. He had driven by it twice in a 3 to 4 minute time frame while looking for leads on the theft. The third time he drove by the residence, he noticed a head in the vehicle. Upon checking further, he found several children inside the vehicle with the engine running. Now, he didn't see anybody inside of the vehicle the first 2 times, but on the third time, he saw the kids in the vehicle. Now, I'd say that would support the lady's claim that she was loading her kids into the car.
Yeah.
Because he didn't see them the first 2 times. So, I mean, how much shit can you carry all at once? Can you carry 3 kids, a couple strollers, and some bags of food? And I mean, if you're going to strap something in and make sure it's secure, why don't you make sure it's your kids first so that then you can be free to fucking load the rest of your shit in?
Yep.
I mean, get them strapped in, settled down, and that way by the time you get in, they already figure out the shit that they don't have or if they have to take a piss or whatever. You know, you just throw kids in the car and you'll get halfway down the block. Oh, I forgot my doll, or I forgot, something. So, I mean, this is obviously an experienced mom. She's, and this cop just comes along and he just decides, well, I'm going to assert my authority here. I need you to do what I say because I'm the man.
Yep.
So let's see. Sergeant Page approached the house, knocked on the open front door, and announced his presence. Momentarily, he was approached by a female who immediately asked, "Why are you here? Who sent you to harass me?" I think that's a valid question. Why are you here? Who sent you to harass me? I didn't call you. Nothing's wrong's going on here, so you must be here to harass me. That would have been my logical next step. Sergeant Page attempted to explain that he was there to see if anyone saw or heard anything suspicious during the evening hours when a neighbor on an adjoining lot had a lawnmower stolen. Yeah, you said that shit already. You already went over that. You no need to say it more. We get it. The cop was just doing his job. We fucking get it. Okay?
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, I guarantee it'll come up again. He also indicated that when he drove by the home and saw the door to the residence and the door to the vehicle open, he was concerned about a daytime burglary. What? I'm sorry, he was concerned that there was a daytime burglary going on with a cop doing laps outside and the lady home and kids in the car.
Yep. It's very brazen and just, what are they there to steal? Are they there to steal kids? They're like, oh, but wait, we got to make sure we get their snacks and their car seat. But let's make sure we have this minivan to take them in, so it doesn't look conspicuous at all. It's like, no, this is something that you would expect to see, like driving home, and I'm driving by my neighbors. If I see what this officer is so concerned about, I'm gonna think to myself, they're leaving.
Yeah, or maybe they just have their doors open. Maybe they just vacuum the inside of their car and they're also airing out their house. What? Yeah. Any number of scenarios that are not illegal. Just what? This is the middle of the day and some normal shit's happening. Let me go try to accuse somebody of some not normal shit going down. Yeah, so you know what? It's not like he doesn't have the ability to real quick as he's driving by. I don't know. Maybe just call in the license plate and be like, hey, does the registration match the address that I'm sitting in front of right now? And when it does, you go, okay, well, I guess I'm still just an idiot for wasting somebody else's time as opposed to just going and wasting a lot of fucking people's time. Yeah, and then he went on to explain that when approaching the house, he found young children unattended to the vehicle and was concerned about their well-being and care. Okay, we already heard that part too. We get it. The officer was concerned about everything. He was just being a nice guy and checking up on everybody. I get it. Sergeant Page then asked the female for identification to determine if she was the homeowner or parent of the children. Did Did he also have the deed? Did he have the deed to check it against? What the fuck is he checking for? Oh, the address. I mean,
Not hard
it's
to
just
change that. You don't really, it's not hard to get that changed.
yeah. She could be an old resident. Like, it's the stupidest shit. It's not like he has the fucking deed to compare it against.
Yeah.
She excused herself to another room and returned with the camera and started taping the conversation at that point.
Good.
Yeah, good for her, The video, which is clearly edited and dramatized.
No, I'm pretty sure it is a woman explaining what was going on and then your officer being a douchebag.
Yeah, clearly edited. Yeah, did she do some CGI? Did she go in there and
I was concerned, but I think I definitely saw the Death Star in the background.
Shows part of the contact between the officer and the female. Part of it. She eventually did provide her name, which matched the vehicle registration, and Sergeant Page. And as Sergeant Page was leaving, satisfied that he had identified the homeowner and parent of the children, the female used obscenities and insults towards him. Okay.
Get your fat ass off my lawn. Fuck you. Yeah. I would have said the same thing.
Yeah, while the editing of the video, subsequent commentary, and an inflammatory tone, Sergeant Page was at the residence for a legitimate law enforcement purpose that was articulated to the female upon initial contact.
The female to the woman upon contact, but that's about it.
The female made the decision to prolong the contact with protestation and videoing efforts. The homeowner could have easily provided identification and explanation. The contact would have been perhaps 1 to 2 minutes in duration. Okay.
So what I get from what you just read was, well, she did what she did, but this would have gone a lot easier if you'd have just shut the fuck up and listened to us.
Yeah, if you didn't give a fuck about your rights, this could have went a whole lot faster. But you chose to bring the Constitution into this.
That's not how this works. You don't get to be questioned upon you doing something inappropriate, and then when you do it, make a press release like, yeah, we did it, and it would have been a whole lot easier had it not been for somebody knowing what the fuck they're talking about. So I guess on that note, oh yeah, I'm still screen sharing. So I guess on that note, I guess we can go ahead and wrap up the show. Alrighty.
I'll play the music so that
I want you guys to go ahead and download Cell 411. It's a great live streaming app that allows you to be able to make your own network and stream what's going on to your friends. Yeah. I also want you guys to come and check out Cop Block Radio at 10 o'clock this Wednesday on LRN.FM or copblock.org/show.
Yeah, that's a great show. I tune in every week. Lots of great guys on that show. So, definitely check that out.
Also, make sure that you go over to Allentown Cop Block on Facebook. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some fun videos coming up there within the next 20 to 30 minutes.
Also, I want you to go over and check out copblock.org/store. You can get all your Cop Block gear. You can get a Cop Block fitted hat. You can get a shiny badge that will not grant you extra rights, but it's still a shiny badge. They got shirts. They got flyers. They got all kinds of stuff over there. Go check it out. And that's copblock.org/store, run by our good friend Dio Odalecki, recently released from jail. Anything else you would like to add, Matt?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, this is Tropidelic Police State. I'm Scott Marshall from the Oath Accountability Project.
I'm Matt of Carbon County Cop Block.
And Ricardo Gonzalez of Allentown Cop Block left us a little early to go do a checkpoint, so go check him out. And you guys have a good night.
Take it easy.